Warning, you're about to listen to the StraightHustling.com show. These guys make no sense to most common people and will fuck your brainwaves up. At any time you get lightheaded or feel like you want to smash shit to pieces, please pause the show, count to 10, and take a deep breath. Continue listening to the show and enjoy. Thank you.
Hey y'all, this is Dick Darren from StraightHustling.com. Are you a hunter or just like to target shoot and have a good time? Then you need to check out Freedom Munitions. You can find a link to Freedom Munitions at the bottom of StraightHustling.com. I can't say enough good stuff about Freedom Munitions. It's where I buy my own ammo, great prices, you buy directly online, and it's shipped to your doorstep. It doesn't get any better than that. You can sign up for their email specials and check out their brass buyback program. So please click the link at the bottom of our site, StraightHustling.com. It takes you directly to Freedom Munitions and get your hustle on. Let's get on with the show.
Okay, this is Mark Schultz, 7-time national wrestling champion, 2-time world champion, Olympic wrestling champion, winner of UFC 9, no holds barred fighting cage match. And I'm here with Straight Hustling.
I'm making my name as a hillbilly rock star. Who'd ever think that a man could go far? Taking my roots down on Dixie, mixing the blues of old Mississippi, and topping it off with the loud Les Paul guitar. I'm a hillbilly rock star. As a child, I loved to sing. Got my first guitar when I turned 13. Played along with my radio.
All right, Straight Hustling's back. Dick Darren and Money Mike.
Hey, Stu's absent again. What's going on? This is a trend.
You got to put an ad in the paper to get a replacement.
Yeah.
Put on Craigslist.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's some weirdos around there.
She's got to have double D's. Because we're tired of looking at Eric's E's.
She has to know how to edit these damn shows.
And learn how to pronunciate our guest names.
Oh, shit. So we got a cool show tonight. We got Mark Schultz, Olympic wrestler, gold medal winner.
Arm breaker.
Yeah. The movie he's got out right now called Foxcatcher. It's pretty cool. I watched that the other night. It talks about his story kind of coming up through the Olympic ranks and how they don't really have anybody supporting him, and you got to work your ass off. And
in the tragedy in the man's life, it's beyond compare. You gotta, that's why they made a movie about it. You guys gotta check it out. It's no joke.
Foxcatcher.
He's a champion,
Yeah.
And he's not a champion like Bruce Jenner from Olympics that, trying to change his sex. This man's actually a man's man.
Bruce might have been one back then. Oh, he's a man's man now. I guess some men.
No, he's a man's woman.
Oh, shit.
He's somebody's bitch.
Well, let's get old Mark on here and get the story.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mark? Get your hustle on.
Hello?
Hey, is this Mark?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, Mark? This is Dick Darren, and I got Mike with me here for Straight Hustling.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you today?
Good.
It's tough for these time zones, man.
and we're not too
No
smart.
problem, man.
We're not too swift.
We do have public education, so
that's as far as it goes.
Trying to make these time zone calculations, like what time is it?
If I only had a device that could do it.
It sucks depending on the position of the sun, isn't it?
My sundial, and there was a cloud. I don't know.
We got a guy we're talking to Sunday in Brazil, and hell, it took me forever to figure out what time it was there.
Yeah. He tells me Saturday, and he's like, "No, are you not?" He tells me,
Bruce Jenner came out, it screwed up everybody's time.
So, man, you're an Olympic gold medalist. You weren't in the Olympics when Bruce was there, were you?
No, but Bruce and I were inducted into the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame the same night. I spent quite a bit of time talking to him.
Oh, wow.
All right. But did he tell you he was going to be a woman then, or, you didn't have a clue probably then?
No, nobody had a clue then. Well, actually, one person had a clue. the creator of Family Guy.
Oh, yeah, Seth MacFarlane. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. He came out with it way beforehand.
Yeah, he's Nostradamus thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the next Nostradamus. That's great.
Well, man, I'm glad you
broke another world record, 65. There's 2.5 million tweets, members, followers in an hour.
That's insane.
I'm one of them.
Don't you try to challenge him now.
Yeah, for real.
Dennis Rodman wants to date him.
Are you serious?
Man. Yeah, didn't you read that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
It's unbelievable.
Damn. They'll go over to North Korea, and get married, maybe.
Yeah.
Him and Dennis Rodman.
And have a threesome with Kim Jong-un.
Man. Well, whatever. To each his own, I guess.
You got that right. Man, I wanted to ask you about the movie Foxcatcher. I saw that the other day, and what kind of, I know it was really a story about you and your brother and you're growing up and wrestling and stuff. Is that a movie that you always wanted to be a part of?
Well, I always wanted my story to be turned into a movie, but I didn't expect it to turn into that movie. That was really quite a surprise when, the director decided to focus so much attention on that small, short span of my life and expand it into this movie.
Yeah.
When I sold my story to the director, I was like thinking this is going to be like another Rocky, and instead it was like another Rocky Horror Picture Show or something.
So you didn't like the movie?
What's that?
You didn't like the movie?
Well,
or not accurate, or
I wouldn't. It's very. I'm conflicted, but at the end of the day, I would say yes, I do like it. But it was not a slam dunk. It wasn't like, walking out onto the mat, grabbing my opponent, throwing him to his back and pinning him in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It was like, a high scoring 25-25 match, and, winning on criteria, But it still got my hand raised, still got to the next round.
Yeah, right.
Still won. Win's a win, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it brought a lot of people that, a lot of the younger generation and stuff now that really weren't around to see you win the gold medals and things like that. Now bringing your attention back, to the younger crowd and stuff now. Right.
The next generation now. It's just unfortunate that, most people, they think that movies are real, and it's really not very accurate. If you read my book, the book that the movie was taken from, it's very, very different. It's not, Aaron Ralston from 127 Hours, the guy that's hand trapped by this boulder in a Utah canyon, and he cut his arm off to escape. Well, me and him are really good friends, and he wrote this book, and the book and the movie are very similar to each other. My book and my movie are very, very different from each other. And, Tony Mendez, the guy that Ben Affleck did a movie about him, escaping from Iran.
Yeah, you're talking about,
gosh, what was that?
I can't remember the name of it.
I almost watched it last
with an
night.
That's an awesome freaking movie, though.
I almost watched it again last night, but I didn't. I know what you're talking about.
Argo,
yeah.
Argo, yeah. Yes. Okay, well, that movie is very close to the book that he wrote. Well, my movie is so different than my book. It's really, I don't even know if you could say it was based on a true story. It's so different.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, there's things in there that are completely accurate. From the time that DuPont drives up the driveway and commits the murder, that's accurate. But right after that, DuPont in real life holds himself up in his house for a 48-hour standoff with the police. In the movie, he's arrested immediately after the murder.
Mm.
Wow.
And it's true that I cut 12 pounds in 90 minutes, but I puked for the first pound and a half before I you know, in the movie, I puked before I weighed in. In real life, I puked after I weighed in. To lose a pound and a half.
I bet you puked a lot.
The relationships are very different. In the movie, I was not friends with DuPont. I didn't like him. I didn't hang out with him. And they have this relationship, like me and DuPont. I mean, showing him how to wrestle. I never showed him how to wrestle. I never even touched the guy.
Wow.
Except one time I slammed him on his back, just to like show him his boss, you know. And in a documentary, you see his legs go, you know, it's pretty funny.
Did you ever have
They try to cover it up like, oh, here's DuPont showing how not to get hurt while being thrown. And I throw his ass. Pow! He almost didn't get up.
Did you ever...
like, don't get up.
Did you ever get a chance to address him or anything afterwards, or...
Yeah, I had a victim impact statement at the trial. I told him what a scumbag he was.
Man.
But, you know, I was under strict orders by the prosecutor to stay within the lines, you know, because they're out to win, you know. And so I said, you know, everything is politics and who likes who. And to make him seem too sympathetic, he might get off easy. So we got to we got to be, you know, as you know, politically correct as we possibly can to win, you know, in court. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it is in life. It's just the way people are. You know?
Wow. Cutting that 12 pounds, going back to that in 90 minutes. That's insane, man. And then how long did you wrestle after that cut?
You'd have to be weak as hell after that.
I had to wrestle the next day at about 3 p.m. maybe. Mm-hmm. So I had from about 10 p.m. to about to 2 p.m. to rehydrate and recover. And my first match against Mike Sheets, the guy that was the number one ranked guy in the nation at the time, because he had beat me the qualifier, the match right before that. And he's the first guy in America to beat me in 5 years. I was undefeated in America for 5 years.
Wow.
And he beat me, and I beat him 6-2 first match. Second match was about an hour later. Beat him 13-1. Better than I ever wrestled in my life. This is a two-time NCAA. This guy was so good. He was a two-time NCAA champion, outstanding wrestler in NCAAs. They even made a rule. I call it the Sheets rule, because he was so dominant. He beat his opponents his senior year by a combined total of 68-3 against his opponents. Humiliated them. So they said, okay, from now on, if you get 15 points ahead, you win on what's called a technical fall. The technical fall is what I call the Mike Sheets rule. That's how good he was. Wow, he was so dominant. And I beat him worse than he's ever been beaten in his life. The next day, after cutting 12 pounds in 90 minutes. I don't know where it came from. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was like a miracle. It was like from God or something.
It was hard, man. You won.
Yeah, I mean, you dug down deep as you friggin' had to. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. You dug down as deep as anybody could ever dig.
Plus the skill. You had the skill, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the skill, but I mean...
I said the heart, but he had it all. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the thing is, he wouldn't have been there without the skill. It's just when you've done cut that much weight and you're fighting the number one guy, and it had to be rough as hell. It's got to be, you got to dig.
Did you always,
Yeah, I wanted to go out a winner in America, and I did. But, I lost in the 88 Olympics, and because I was kind of protesting the whole sport of wrestling in the 88 Olympics, because I wasn't getting any support. The administrators, USA Wrestling, were taking all the money for themselves and buying all this stuff, houses, horses, and cars and land, and not 1 cent was going to the athletes. And I was getting pissed, and I was sick of living like a pauper and having to train against professional Russians and Eastern Bloc countries and Iranians and all these guys in Turkey and all these other North Korea countries that were professional wrestlers. And they were supported, allowed them to train as hard as they could and develop themselves as best they could. And I was having to compete against them without any support whatsoever. I had no job, and the only thing available for me was this weirdo from Pennsylvania, and just God, it was it was like I was cornered. I had no time to leave. I had no place to go. I regret not joining the military, but I grew up in the Vietnam era. People had arms and legs blown off. They came back all screwed up in the head. And I was like, and I saw those guys because I saw them come back. I was young enough to meet some of the guys. One guy who lived in my house came back from Vietnam. He was so screwed up. I was like, man, I don't want anything to do with the military or war or anything. And so that really wasn't an option for me. You know, I didn't consider welfare, and there was no jobs because Title IX wiped out all the wrestling programs. And I was kind of trapped in a way, and I was like, this just can't be the way things can be. It should be, you know. And I was just said, screw it. If this is the way this is, then screw this sport. I'm getting out, and I quit in '88. And then I had this match against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. He was the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy in the world. And he got me in a couple submission holds, and I realized, you know what? This is better than wrestling. And not only is it better than wrestling for fighting, because it's all submission holds, but I can take wrestling, combine the submission holds of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with wrestling, create something even better than both on their own. And so that's what I did. And I created my own style. And then I fought in UFC 9. I won by TKO in 12 minutes over a guy that was 50 pounds bigger than me. He was 6 inches taller than me. He was the runner-up in the UFC before me. And I went out a winner. And I was so excited that I had fought in this cage in this no-holds-barred fighting match. Back then, everything was legal. You kick him in the nuts. You could headbutt. You could tear his ears off. You could break his fingers. Anything you wanted. And for me to win in a match like that was like, gave me so much, you know, it basically was like, it like sealed the deal because that's the reason I got into wrestling in the first place, was to become the best fighter in the world. I beat up everybody in the world. And I proved to myself I wasn't afraid to get in the cage and fight anybody. And I was like, all right, I did it. I went out a winner like I always wanted. So then I thought, you know what? Nobody knows what I did. I'm not telling them. And so I wrote down everything in my book. And I just wrote this book in like 2 weeks. And I just said to my kids, like, this is what I did. I went here, then this happened, and this happened. And then I emailed it around all my friends. And then they sent it to their friends and got into the hands of director Bennett Miller. He's like, I love it. I'm going to send him my next movie. And then for 8 years, I spent consulting with him about this movie and turned it into the movie Foxcatcher. And the book got published. Now it's a New York Times bestseller.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's great, man.
That's great.
Hell yeah.
You're finally getting some money.
Finally, exactly.
Finally getting what you owed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's due, brother. You know, it's due.
Great story, man. I mean, how many people, man, do what you've done? Went to the Olympics, especially with no backing and just, you know, just did it all yourself.
Grind it out, you know.
Yeah,
grind it
crazy,
out anyway.
Man.
It's awesome.
And it was a big relief, man. Finally, it all paid off. You know.
And you beat,
but, man, it wasn't like easy.
And you beat Gary Goodridge, man. He's a badass, man. He was like,
yeah, you know what? I trained the guy that he beat in the FCA, Paul Herrera. He trained with me and Tank Abbott. They came and lived with me for 2 months. Trained at BYU, and he fought Goodrich UFC 8 and got knocked out with his elbow to the head and a crucifix. Knocked him out with the first shot to the head, and the referee didn't see that he was knocked out, and Goodrich just kept elbowing him, and his head kept bobbing back and forth, and Goodrich just kept elbowing him. I don't know, it looked like a jigsaw or something. He just like bam, 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 like 20 times he hits him in the head, and finally the referee realized he's out cold, and he pulls Goodrich off, you know, and Paul's just laid out like dead.
Yeah. Who you getting the Kimbo Shamrock fight?
Kimbo Slice?
Yeah.
They're gonna fight?
Yeah. Yeah, coming up.
Shamrock will win.
Yeah, we've had him on the show a couple of times. We like him a lot. And we just had his brother Frank on.
Yeah, I don't think Kimbo has the grappling skills to fight Shamrock.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not unless he had you in his camp teaching him some wrestling.
Yep.
Well, it takes a long time to learn how to wrestle. I mean, a long time. It takes a career. I mean, it took me, 11 years, and after that, I was just getting the hang of it. so unnatural. Wrestling's like the most unnatural thing. You know, that $1 Million Baby where Morgan Freeman goes, boxing is so unnatural. Wrestling's even more unnatural. You know, he's talking about if you want to throw right, you got to turn left and all this stuff. Well, that's a lot. You know, it's just a lot of parallels with wrestling. And it took me 11 years to get to where wrestling was natural for me. And as soon as that was the real crime to me, was not just the murder, was the fact that as soon as wrestling started to become natural to me, I quit because I just got sick of the whole administration and all the politics and just everything, you know. But I could have probably won another 5-6 world titles if I would have just had some support from somewhere. Just keep me alive, you know.
Yeah,
I didn't get anything. I didn't get $10,000 a year from anybody.
Damn.
You had to go to work.
Yeah, that's why I became the head coach at Brigham Young University.
Yeah. Are you still teaching now? Any kind of training for younger kids or anything like that?
Well, what I do now is I am a speaker for Kepler Speakers.
Okay.
And if you go to their website, it's keplerspeakers.com. I go around, like I just got back from Hong Kong, and I teach people how to succeed in life. Anybody to succeed in anything. And I take the lessons I learned in wrestling and I apply them to life and business and family and personal behavior and all that stuff. And I just twist it so that you can apply these same qualities, you know, everything's the same, and use it for your own benefit in whatever you're doing. Anybody can use it. So it's really fun because it doesn't beat my body up like I used to, you know.
It's all relative.
I can talk after wrestling, anything's easy.
Yeah, right.
Sure, yeah.
Damn. Help us out. We don't know too much.
Stuff too. I'm writing another screenplay. It's called the Mafia Weight Loss Program. I'm writing another book called Winning Solves Everything. I'm doing seminars on how to win in life. Anyway, I'm doing some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu seminars in Brazil coming up in Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo.
Nice.
So,
we
got
to talk to the guy from Brazil tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah.
I think it's tomorrow for him, but Sunday for us, or vice versa. I don't know, because you know how stupid we are with the time. I don't know. I freaking don't know. It'll be daylight for him or dark or something. I don't know. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So how's your health and stuff right now? You had some injuries with your back and stuff. Is all that pretty much better since you're?
No, I'm getting an artificial knee coming up. I'm getting surgery on my heel. I'm getting surgery on my neck. I have multiple degenerative disc disease, which is not really a disease. It's just what everybody gets when they get older. And it's just stuff I'm dealing with, you know, health-wise and stuff. But
yeah, getting old's a bitch, man. I feel you.
We're right there with you. I mean,
everything's wrong with us.
The more you did to yourself, the worse you feel every morning when you get up. That's like, he was, on the way here, he was commenting on how slow I was walking in the store. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I worked on my knees doing tile for 20 years. You know, you can't freaking, if you do something that fucks your legs up every day for 20 years, it's hard to get up and, and move around sometimes.
I know. I'm amazed I even get up every day. I'm alive.
Yeah.
Someday we're going to die, and soon, too. So.
I wanted to ask you something back about the Olympics when you're wrestling other people from the different countries and everything. Did they do anything that kind of give them the advantage of, like, maybe not shower for a couple of weeks or anything like that? Or?
Do they do that, or do I do that?
Did anybody do that? Is there any stories that you have of anything that was just kind of weird, just to kind of throw your opponent off?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the greatest stories, one of my favorite stories was I was watching this North Korean guy in the finals of the World Championships wrestle guy from South Korea. Very first thing that happened, the South Korea guy grabs the North Korea guy and rolls him through twice with a front headlock and gets 6 points ahead right in the beginning of the match. And now the South Korea guy has this special way of attacking. He doesn't he doesn't have a staggered stance. He has a square stance, like he's a baseball catcher just squatting down. And he would leap into the guy with like a frog would hop. And he just kept leaping like that towards this South Korean, trying to get a hold of his legs. And he'd go out of bounds, and this North Korean guy, every time he'd go out of bounds, he would dip his hands into his singlet and rub his crotch. And then he would pull his hands out, and he would start rubbing his shoulders. And what he had in there was oil. And it made his shoulders slippery. So when he was shooting, the South Korean guy would try to block him, and he would slip off. And the North Korean guy would get it on the legs. And I was like, that's slimy, sneaky, SOB. And the North Korea guy came back and won by 1 point. And it was awesome because, I don't know, but the cheating wasn't awesome, but what was awesome was the way he attacked, the way he would squat down like a frog and jump into the guy. I'd never thought about attacking like that before. And that taught me how to attack like that. I started doing that.
Oh, wow. But you just didn't put your hands in your singlet.
And then me and that North Korean guy afterwards, we went in to get drug tested, right? And they go, okay, you can have some beer, some juice, or water, because we got to pee, right? So we both go, let's have beer. And we don't even speak each other's languages. We're drinking beer like crazy. I go, you got to pee? Yeah, got to pee? Yeah. We're like, no, we need more beer. And just drinking. We got to pee so bad, but we don't care. We're like, yeah, we need more beer. And we're drinking. And we're laughing our ass off because we both just won the world. So we're just like, he's talking Korean. I'm laughing. It doesn't matter what he says. It's funny anyway. It's funny anyway. I go, hey, man, I can't hold it. I got to pee. And I came out like Niagara Falls, and there's like pee coming all over, and it's spilling on the testers, and I got to get 3 cups, and I'm pouring it all, and slip and fall on the tester, and getting urine on him. And anyway, that was...
That's how you celebrate a gold medal right there.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. Well, man, I wanted to tell you, I saw the movie, and I know I need to read the book to get the full the full story.
I've always thought that books are more detailed, and plus,
I need to get the audio book.
Yeah, you do. But
I can't see shit anymore.
I will take the time to actually sit down and read.
You can't see anything either.
Hey, I got my bifocals. You've been trying to bust on me. Where are my glasses? God damn.
You can't see your glasses.
I can't find them. I don't have one. I'm in trouble.
Hey, did you used to have to, when you first started wrestling and everything, did you have to cut weight like every time to wrestle down, or did you not even worry about it?
They had me doing that in high school.
I was one of the very few guys that did not believe in massive weight cutting. There was this general overarching philosophy among the entire wrestling community that cutting a lot of weight gave you a greater advantage. I'd never accepted that philosophy. And my philosophy was, if you train as hard as you can, regardless of what weight you are, your body will assume the optimum weight of whatever it is. And then wherever weight that is, whatever the weight class is directly below your natural weight, after you've trained your ass off, just cut to that weight.
Yeah.
And so I never really cut a lot of weight during my career.
Yeah, I remember, in high school, they had us try to cut weight so we could fight people that were, that weighed a lot less, and, because you were easier to fight.
Well, they did the same thing. They all cut weight, too. So.
Yeah, but it was like, I was like, it was insane.
This is what happens. When you cut a lot of weight and dehydrate, significantly hydrate, drastic dehydration, really significantly reduces not only your max of VO2, the maximum volume of oxygen your body can consume per milliliter oxygen per kilogram body weight per minute exercise, but it also decreases your strength and your stamina.
I always felt weak after that.
So I got my master's in exercise science, and it became clear to me when I got into college that I should never cut much weight, and I never did.
Yeah, they used to wrap us up in those garbage bags and make us run, 2 or 3 miles before and after practice. And I was like, I felt weak when I was weighing 10 pounds less.
And you never could get your hands out of your signals.
Well, I used to get whipped. It was in my 9th grade year. It was the only year I wrestled. I wrestled in 9th grade in high school, and I got whooped every time because I was tall. Yeah, I mean, when you're being tall in wrestling is not good for you because they tie me up in a knot quick. The younger, shorter guys just got the leverage and they get you.
Do you,
Well, it depends. The most successful U.S. wrestler ever, as far as this number of titles goes, John Smith. And he's about 5'8", only 136 pounds. He's the tallest guy in his weight class. And, well, the great thing about wrestling is, and I mean, you can't be too tall.
I'm 6'3".
The great thing about wrestling is you can, it's so anybody can adapt a style to fit their body. I adapted a style to fit a very anaerobic genetic predisposition. And, it's just, wrestling, everybody, that's the great thing about wrestling. Anybody can do it, but you have to adapt. And it's by trial and error to figure out what works for each, for your body, your genetics, your style, whatever, your mind, everything.
So you still hang out with Dana White since you were in the UFC?
No, I never hung out with Dana White. He didn't own the UFC when I was fighting in the UFC. It was owned by Bob Meyrowitz.
Oh, that's right.
He comes to me and he goes, "Hey, Mark, when you came up to me and told me you wanted $50,000 winning fight, I said, F you." But afterwards, he gave me my check and I was like, "But yeah, you did a good job, so here's your check." I'm like, "You better pay me."
Do you watch much of the MMA fighting anymore now?
Not much, I'm not like a big fan. I do have favorite fighters, Chael Sonnen is one of my favorites, Matt Hughes, some Brazilians, Rickson Gracie, Pedro Sauer, let's see.
Sam Rock and Kimbo.
Johnny Henderson, Mark Coleman, Mark Kerr. Guys that grew up with me, and
Have you heard any news about Mark Coleman? Have you heard any news about Mark Coleman? How he's doing?
Wrestlers mainly.
I was just asking.
Because wrestling is like the best foundation for MMA, I think. I mean, if you look at who's dominating, it's wrestlers that have learned jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and boxing and combined them all. But the main thing is the conditioning, and wrestlers have the best conditioning of any athlete. So.
It was the most grueling practice I ever had. I played a lot of sports when I was a kid. Wrestling killed me.
We got a guy coming on Sunday from Brazil. His name's Darren Till, and he's a younger guy, man. You should check him out. He's looking really good. He's just in the UFC, the fights they had on the other night from Brazil, and he really dominated. It was a good fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Brazilians are tough, man. I got a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, they can wrestle. That jiu-jitsu ain't no joke, buddy.
Yeah. It ain't, man. You break your elbow, you're done.
Yeah, they will wrap you up like a snake.
Yeah. I know. I love that, don't you? It's great.
Where are you living at now?
Dirty Hippie, Oregon. Medford, Oregon.
All right. Okay. There's nothing wrong with Oregon, baby.
Yeah. I got to get out of here, man. I think I'm going to go back to Utah. That's kind of... I don't know. I joined the Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints, I read the Book of Mormon 8 times. So I'm kind of like part of that culture, So.
Well, there you go. Yeah. That's a good destination.
It's a nice area. Yeah. Right. Nashville's good.
Yeah, Nashville's rocking, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit of everything down here.
Yeah, I know. It's cool.
You can come on down here. You can be a Latter-day Saint. You can be Amish. You can be friggin' anything you want to. We don't care. You just come on down and have some fun.
Yeah.
That's the way we like it.
The world is slowly changing, It's amazing things that we're accepting now. We're accepting, Latter-day Saints as Christians and transgender and gay people as, marriageable and everything's changing.
There's a lot wrong with the world today. We're not getting on that, are we? I mean,
we don't have time for all that.
Brother, we got another 3 hours of freaking tape here, because it's going to get long with that. I got a lot of issues.
I thought that's what this show was about.
No, it is. I try not to get political and rant and rave, because
We got to keep him a little tamed down. He goes off deep
yes, yes, sir. I have to be kept reined in.
You got to have a little PC, a little bit.
Yes. We want to get someone to maybe, sponsor us one day or, listen to our show and say, me ranting and raving is not a good thing. But I do have an opinion and I express it, but not too much.
Yeah, you got to watch yourself in this day and age. Say one thing, it's on the internet, pretty soon the whole world knows. It's out there forever, and you never get rid of it. And,
I don't want to be on YouTube News or any of that for some crap I might have spouted off and and I didn't mean
Well, he probably does, but
no, but that ain't how I want to get famous. I want to get famous by hustling until I'm famous, like we're doing now. Doing it right.
Right.
Or infamous, one or the other.
Well, maybe Mark can teach us how to succeed at it. Yeah. We're not doing too good so far.
Yeah, what is the key?
The key, what's the question?
What's the key to being success?
There's a lot of them, but I'll tell you one of the most important is finding a stable environment. I had a very hard time finding a stable. I won the world championships twice. Both times after I won, the first time I was working at Stanford, and the day I got back from the World Championships, now keep in mind, I am the only Olympic champion from the 84 Olympics to win the 85 World Championships. I'm the most successful wrestler in the nation right now. I get back from the World Championships, I walk into the Stanford wrestling room. Everybody's clapping and cheering, shaking my hand, telling me congratulations. The coach picks that day to tell me that I'm fired.
That's
and not only did I lose my job, he wanted the car back, which I got from an alumni whose son I took under my wing, wanted a tax write-off, and made it a gift to Stanford Wrestling. So it really wasn't mine, even though it was intended for me to use. And so he took that away from me, and now I have no job, no vehicle, no health insurance, and I'm supposed to be wrestling here in the upcoming national championships against the best in the nation to qualify for the world team, the best in the world, go against guys that are fully funded, fully paid, professional athletes. What am I going to do? Well, I go to Foxcatcher. I get a call from John DuPont. He offers me this incredible opportunity. As long as he doesn't deal with him, which is what he said was going to happen, that's fine. I could have done it. But it was a lie. And then I go to Foxcatcher. I win the World Championships again. Now I'm the only guy in the history of America to win an Olympic and 2 world titles. And within 3 months after I do that, I'm fired again. Now I got the rug pulled out under me twice. Both times right after I win the World Championships. And so I've just come to the conclusion through, the world of hard knocks that stability is the most important factor in becoming a success. Or at least that's one of them. There's a lot of things, but that's definitely one.
All right.
I got to ask you from the show, did he really wrestle in a match?
If you want to call it wrestling, it's more like flopping on his back and begging for mercy. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know one thing about wrestling. He never did, never will. He just went out there he paid people to lose to him. It was just, one guy was ahead of him so far that was being paid to lose to him. He didn't know what to do. There was 10 seconds left in the match. He reaches around, grabs DuPont, a body lock, pulls him on top of him, and pins himself.
Oh, my God. That's freaking awesome.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. That's like freaking WCW bullshit, That's
awesome. Right.
Yeah, come on.
Fake. Yeah.
It's worse than that, man.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a serious deal,
I want to thank you for coming on our show, man. That's so cool to be able to talk to you. That is.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We're great fans.
Yeah, that's insane to get you on here. As much as you accomplished and never really getting paid or getting any support, that's amazing. The things.
I'm glad them checks are coming in now, though, brother. I'm sure you can use them. That's great.
I can. Thank you.
If you ever get to Nashville,
you guys are fun.
If you ever get to Nashville, man, look us up, man. We'll buy you a beer.
Yeah, you'll buy you a beer. We can shoot guns out here.
Where?
I say, if you ever get to Nashville, I'll buy you a beer. Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, I'm taking you up on it.
All right, that sounds good, man.
That'd be great, man. A lot of beer. Not just one, but a lot. Yeah.
It was great to talk to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Wish you all the
Take
best.
care.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, that's the show. Mark Schultz. You heard him right here on straighthustling.com.
Yeah. It's amazing you hear the backstory of a man like that and what he's gone through to what it takes to be a champion. And it seems like that over and over it's the same thing. It's going against adversity. Everybody's saying you can't, and you be damned that you're not, and you do it.
Yeah, there's not many people that stick to it and keep grinding and make it to that level.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. I mean, you got to know from what the age, you're a teenager all the way up to friggin' your 20s. It's one thing only, and that's to strive to win.
It's crazy how the other countries too, like, they support their athletes and they don't have to work 2 jobs and train and everything in here.
Well, right. But most of those countries are communist countries where they, you're bred to do that. You're picked at a 5-year-old in China to be a gymnast, and you don't work. Your parents, don't see you again. You go off to gymnast school forever.
These guys, there's a lot of people making money off these guys that are out there doing all the grinding and putting all the work in, and everybody else making all the money off them. It's crazy.
That's right.
It has a crazy story. The movie Foxcatcher's out, and also the book Foxcatcher, so check that out. Man, they had good actors in there too. Steve Carell and what's his name? Channing Tatum.
Tatum Channing, yeah.
Did I say it backwards?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. He's
Stu.
in there.
Stu's here.
I didn't say Channing Tatumi.
Yeah, or Tanani.
So, man, A-list actors in the movie. Good movie, so check it out. It's crazy. And where can they find our website information for more of this?
Well, you can find what you can find on our website is a link to Freedom Munitions for one thing, and get you some ammunition sent to your house. But it's at straighthustling.com, STR8hustling.com, or find us on Stitcher, iTunes, Facebook, all the social media sites. We're out about it because we are hustling up here, baby.
Yeah, we got some cool people coming up next. We've had a
ton of great people, and I'm super excited to talk to that
the UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Darren Till.
Darren Till out of Brazil. Darren Till out of Brazil. I can't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how. STM. Short-term memory loss.
Yeah, that'll be cool. He's coming up next. We're going to talk to him. He just won a fight there in Brazil for UFC Fight Night.
Yeah.
Man, and dominated. Got a big career coming for him.
Elbow, baby. Elbow.
So we're going to get out of here. Thanks for listening. If you ain't hustling, you ain't living.
You ain't living, baby.
We're out.